Here we go. Here we go. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you fall in that mix. Welcome to the newest episode of Clicks to Clients. I, of course, am your host, Clinton Jiggetts, but let's get to the point. SEO is dead, and your agency is lying to you. Marinate on that for a moment. Now, it's not literally dead where SEO is not vital anymore. But I'm going to explain to you exactly what I mean as we progress through this episode. Ultimately, though, you are being lied to. You know that number one ranking that your SEO agency just proudly reported to you, the value is dropping, and I mean fast. In fact, new research is finding that for many searches where Google's AI overview appears, the top organic results can lose a massive chunk of its clicks. Some studies even report that drops of over 50%. So you're paying a fortune to be at the top of a list that fewer and fewer people are even going to see. So what are you going to do? Today, we're going to talk about why the old way of doing SEO is over and what your agency might not be telling you. More importantly, I'll show you where to pivot your focus right now so you can meet people where they are. We'll explore two emerging disciplines that I call top of the heap of important strategies around digital presence. We have AEO and we have GEO. AEO is your answer engine optimization. So think SEO is search engine optimization. AEO is answer engine optimization. And then we have GEO, which is generative engine optimization. Don't get lost in the terms, get lost in the purpose and where they are. Because if you don't make this shift, your business is on a fast track to becoming invisible online. So let's start with the problem. Right now, we're dealing with what I've referenced as the great collapse of the blue link. We all know what the blue hyperlink looks like. For the past 2 decades that I've been in this industry, the game was pretty simple. You paid an SEO agency like mine to get your website that little blue link as high upon Google search results as possible. The higher your rank, the more clicks you got. The more clicks, the more business you won. Rankings were your path to the throne. Now, this hasn't completely dissipated, but the entire system is collapsing on itself. So either you're going to shift the fundamental focus or you're going to be lost behind. Google's fundamental goal is changing. It's shifting from being a directory of links to becoming an answer machine. Users don't want to click 10 blue links to piece together an answer anymore. They want the answer now. And Google, with its AI overviews, alongside platforms like ChatGPT and Perplexity and Claude, are happy to give it to them. So that creates, for you as a business owner, a huge problem. Website traffic is no longer the only measure of success. Your brand can be incredibly visible inside an AI-generated answer, influencing your customers, your potential customers' decision without that person ever visiting your website. Therefore, your Google Analytics will show zero traffic, but buying a decision was still made, or excuse me, a buying decision was still made. And this is the lie of omission. Your agency shows you a ranking report and you feel good, but they aren't showing you the new, more important metrics. My agency does, like how often you are being mentioned or cited inside AI answers compared to your competitors. They're celebrating a victory from a war that's already over. They're keeping you focused on the blue links, the way the old way was done, and your competitors are figuring out how to become the answer itself. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be an answer where your people are, or do you want to remain where they are leaving in large droves? The new battleground that most businesses don't see is what we're focused on today. So what does this new world even actually look like? It's helpful to think about it as two connected battlegrounds, AEO and GEO. It's important to note that these are emerging terms, and the industry is still settling on a standard. But the distinction here is incredibly useful. So first, let's focus on what is AEO, which is answer engine optimization. Think of AEO as optimizing for clarity and structure, so you can become the single direct answer. You've already seen this for years with things like Google's feature snippets. People also ask boxes. even the voice responses from Siri and Alexa. When you ask a straightforward question like, what are the best running shoes for flat feet? AEO is what helps a brand become the one definitive answer to that Google results. Okay? The strategy here is about being concise and structured. It means providing a snippet ready answer, a clear, direct summary right at the top of your page. So the machine can easily learn and grab it. But that's only half of the story. The bigger, more complex evolution is what we call GEO, which is generative engine optimization. GEO isn't about being a single definitive answer. It's about being a trusted, cited source within a larger AI generated narrative. When a user has a more complex prompt, like let's say they say, I'm starting an e-commerce store that also needs to handle wholesale orders, compare the top platforms for me. The AI doesn't just look for one simple answer. It acts like a research assistant. It's piecing together information from multiple trusted sources to build a detailed comparison for you. The goal of GEO is to ensure your brand and your data and your perspective are woven within that AI generated story. It's about becoming an authoritative resource, an SME on a topic that AI models like, again, Chat and Gemini and Google AI overviews trust your content enough to reference and recommend it. So we're going to talk about a simple way to frame this. SEO helps you get discovered by search engines. Excuse me. AEO helps you become the direct answer. And GEO helps you get recommended and cited by AI. They work in layers. They don't compete. They're all important, but it's not just SEO anymore. Okay. So when we think about, again, this shift, when I say SEO is dead, I don't mean that it's not something you should think about anymore. But what I mean is digital presence and search is much more compounded now, and it had to be approached differently. Again, they work in layers. So being cited by AI, which is GEO, but if an engine can't find and understand you in the first place, which is SEO and AEO, the foundation is still lost. So this is crucial that we approach each one of these tiers together. Listen, this shift from links to answers is the single biggest change to digital marketing in a decade. If you're feeling you're a little behind, don't worry, you're not alone. We're still in the infant stage of this. This is new to everyone, including myself. Okay, we've spent the last 18 months trying to master something that is changing every 6 weeks. But what we know for certain, and the reason why we're making this episode, is AI visibility is essential. We can start you off with a free AI visibility audit if you visit our site, bestfitdigital.co, and you'll see up in the menu where you can get a free audit. We will walk you through the exact steps to see your content, to see if it's ready for this new world. And if it helps you check off the boxes for AEO and GEO, it'll be incredibly helpful for you. And we do this at no cost. But moving on to the purpose here is to learn more about where this shift is going. So what's the solution? And how do we help businesses win in this age of AI? How do you stop competing for yesterday's rankings and start competing for what actually matters? The first thing you need to do is re-architect your content strategy around what I refer to as a modular entity-first approach. So how's that go? First, adopt a modular content framework. You have to stop writing articles that are just a wall of text. From now on, every piece of content you produce must serve two purposes. Write this down. The first purpose is the AEO block. Right at the top of your page, directly under the main heading, you need to provide a concise, direct answer to the user's main question. This is your answer first block. It should be incredibly clear, serve as a quick summary. And this is what AI engines often grab for quick answers: voice search in the top AI overviews, like we talked about Google overview. Next is the GEO body. After the AEO block at the beginning of your article, the rest of the page needs to go deep. This is where you build authority. This is where you build yourself as an SME. This is the long form data rich content that includes statistics, expert quotes, data tables, a clear methodology that could be digested and understood. You have to prove to the AI that you are an expert. So this doesn't happen in one article. This happens in multiple articles compounded over time. And then when that information is in depth, what the generative model is going to do is use it to build trust and cite you as a source in complex answers, which is where you want to be. Second, we want to shift to an entity-first mindset. The old way was optimizing keywords or just optimizing for keywords. So like best running shoes. The new way is optimizing for the entity, running shoes, and its relationship to other entities like Nike or Marathon or arch support and durability. So you see, you're not just hitting it from one direction. You're hitting it where the person is. AI doesn't just simply read words. It understands concepts and the relationships between them. So you need to explicitly show the AI that your brand is a central authority within your topic's universe. This involves using structured data and schema markup. So things like an FAQ page or article and organization schema to clearly label your content. It's about who you are. This isn't just a technical tweak. It's about building a machine readable identity that screams to the AI that you can be trusted and you're an authority. Third, speaking of authority and trust, is build AI trust. So these generative models are designed to find and also synthesize the trustworthiness of the information. So when we think about building AI trust, the core of it in GEO, trust is built through signals of authority and expertise. What does this mean? This means earning genuine citations and mentions from other credible sources. When other authoritative websites and publications, even Wikipedia mentions on your brand in connection with your topics, it sends a powerful signal to these AI models. There's even evidence that unliked brand mentions carry weight in the AI world as they help the AI understand who you are and what you're known for. Participating in podcasts, webinars, and forums to create co-mentions with other industry leaders also strengthens your brand's authority. Consistency is your key. Your name, your story, your expertise need to be consistent across the web. And ultimately, how do we measure this? How do we know if this is even working? This is where we start talking about what I refer to as the new scoreboard. If clicks and rankings are no longer the North Star, what should you be measuring? Is first of all, you need to start asking yourself about what new set of metrics is going to measure this visibility deep inside of AI. You have to keep in mind that these are emerging KPIs, so it's going to evolve and change even within a month from this episode. But some of the new kinds of KPIs that we focus on as an agency for our clients, and you should start focusing on for yourself if you're a do-it-yourselfer, is first of all citation rate and share voice. So this is the big idea behind GEO. Out of all the AI generated answers for your industry's most important prompts, how often is your brand cited as a source compared to your competitors? This is major. This is your true view into your market share in the AI world. Next, for your AEO metrics for direct questions, how often does your content appear as the featured snippet or direct answer in an AI overview? This measures your success in capturing high intent, quick answer queries. Okay. And then sentiment accuracy. So this is when AI models talk about you, are they getting it right? Are they describing your products and your brand's market position accurately and positively? Misrepresentation can be just as damaging to you as being invisible. So you want to make sure you're in appropriate alignment. Tracking these requires new tools and also a new mindset. So remember, you need to look at across the different platforms. Google's AI, Perplexity, ChatGPT, all play by slightly different rules and favor different types of sources. So finding a tool that allows you to measure this type of information is critical. We can share with you a free overview of how you can achieve this with Best Fit Digital, or we can show you other resources. If you just comment free PDF, we'll share that information to you. But let's be clear. The foundational principles of SEO, creating valuable, high-quality content, are more important than ever. But again, the game is played on top of that foundation has fundamentally changed. Traditional SEO is dead in the sense that ranking number one on the first page of Google is no longer the only goal. The future of visibility isn't about simply climbing lists with links. Again, think about the blue links. It's about being woven into the fabric of the internet's new brain, which is being run by AI, whether we like it or not. The takeaway here should be pretty simple. SEO helps you get found. AEO helps you make you the answer, and GEO helps get you recommended. So when you're engaging with your agency or you're engaging with us, you should be focused on not just focusing on the generic reports that report AI as it previously was. We don't track metrics that way any longer. The fact is, because in this age of AI, if you're not the answer and you're not the source, you're just noise. And eventually you'll disappear completely. So if you're ready to make this pivot, don't walk, run. And ask for the free AI visibility audit. You can comment here, down there somewhere. Feel free to contact us at bestfitdigital.co. Be happy to give you a free consultation, a free audit, and you can decide if you want to continue to be a do-it-yourselfer and work on the points of that audit yourself, or if you want to engage with my agency. But if you continue to do things the same way, or you think just because you upgraded your website that you're going to be okay, you are going to be left behind. Think about how often you use AI today versus 12 months ago, 24 months ago. Think about the AI overview that Google shows every time you do a Google search. You are going to be left behind if you do not make this pivot. So if you're a business owner and you're not focusing on this, either engage with an agency like Best Fit Digital, we'll be happy to help you, or invest the time in yourself by dedicating anywhere between 2 to 4 hours per week to build up your representation, your authority, your trust signals within AI. This is episode 11. I want to thank you for signing in. We like to keep it short and concise and get to the point. If you want the free audit, again, comment free SEO audit, AI audit. I don't care what you write here, and then we'll contact you, or you can just drop your email address and we'll send it over to you. You can do the free audit at bestfitdigital.co. Until next time, thank you and make it a great day on purpose.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, hit subscribe and stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time.